Hey y'all. Okay, we're going to try to squeeze in a little video here real quick before we do our live. I wanted to cook me some supper and I didn't want to do this on the same video because I got a lot of stuff that we need to talk about, okay? So let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to make a little fajita bowl. I've got some water back here going. We're going to make us some rice. I'm just using just a box rice here. We're going to dress it up a little bit with the, well, I think it calls for some tomatoes or something. But when I was at the store the other night, they had this big, huge family pack of these little small ribeyes. There were 6 in the pack. These, see how they're really small, like they probably look bigger on camera here, but I could fit this just in my hand, as you can see how small they are. Anyway, there were 6 of them in the pack and they were $19 and something, and I thought, wow, those will make me a lot of meals, you know. So hang on, I've done got that all over my hands. Wait just a minute. Okay, y'all, sorry about that, I'm silly. But anyway, so I grabbed them and I thought, I can make so many different things with those. So I thought some fajitas sounded good, but instead of doing it with the little the tortillas, I'm just going to make a bowl. So that's what we're fixing to do. Hang on, let me set that off for a second. Let's get our rice. Our water is boiling. So instead of adding the diced tomatoes, y'all, I'm going to do a can of Rotel. It calls for you know, the tomatoes, but I think you could do either or. Only thing, this is a little bit smaller, but I think it'll be fine. So I'm going to do a 10-ounce can of Rotel. I'm going to get that put in there and let that come back up to a boil, and then we will put our rice in, okay? Let's see here. And I got out 2 of these little steaks because I thought, well, that's something good I can eat some of it tomorrow also. And this is that little cast iron, you know, that I got from Amazon that Amy with Louisiana Cooking had on her little show, and I love it. So we're going to use it. And I'm going to do these, both of these would probably fit, but I'm going to do them in 2 different batches just because I know that they'll cook up a lot better. Let's see if this is getting hot enough yet. Oh yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to leave them whole. Oh yeah, and I'll tell y'all what I did to season them. Let me put this over that. Okay, so all I did was I drizzled them with a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of lime juice, and then I just put some of this fajita seasoning on there. That's it. You can make your own, and I used to make my own all the time, especially when the boys were at home and I was making like a lot of fajitas. I would just make up a big fajita marinade and put them in there. But for me, I'm just fine. I just sprinkled a little bit on. Not that much. You don't need that much. I just sprinkle a little bit on and just let that sit and kind of marinate. And then we're going to try to sear them up and cook them here in the skillet really good. And I've got my peppers and onions here diced up. And the reason why they're in this bag is because y'all know I like to do my prep work ahead of time. And I made up a little bit of pico just using stuff that I have. And so this will be a nice little dinner. But anyway, let me let this all kind of get going and I'll come back, y'all. Hey, y'all. Everything is coming along nicely. Look at our steaks here. You can see it's just cooking up really good. I like to cook it at a high temperature to get that little bit of char on the outside of it, and then I like for it to still be good and moist on the inside. Our rice is going. This is our second steak, by the way. I've already got the other one out. And remember, anytime you're cooking a meat like this, you always want to cover it with foil and let it rest for a bit, because that's going to lock in all those juices and the flavor. I learned that on the Food Network channel a long time ago, watching all them chefs on there. But anyway, our rice is going. I know I've quickly showed y'all this, but I was in a hurry. This is the Zanaran Spanish rice. Now you can make your own just using some white rice, minute rice, jasmine rice, whatever you want to do. I just went easy tonight and used the pre-made seasoning and the box rice. But anyway, I'm going to get back. I got to flip this steak here, and let me see. We'll go ahead and do it right now. You'll see that? It has that char on it. See, this steak is really thick, so it will still be juicy in the middle, but it'll have that little, that crunch on the outside of it. That's how I love my steak. No matter where I go or what way I'm eating it, that's how I like it to be. Anyway, I'm going to get to this, y'all. It's cooking quick. I'll be back. Okay, our steaks are done, and I put just a tiny bit of butter in here to kind of help us to glaze this skillet, because we're going to put our onions and peppers in now. Get all that good flavor off of there. And you just cook your steak, y'all, to your desired temperature. You can grill it, you can toss it up, you cook it however you want to do it. That's just the way that I decided to do it tonight. Just sear it up in a skillet with a little bit of the fajita seasoning. And then we're going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of them. They look like little, the marbling was fantastic on them. I thought those would be some good, tender little steaks. Alright, so I have just about a little bit of a red and green pepper here, as you can see, and some onion. And I'm going to do the same thing with these. I'm going to get my seasoning packet here and just sprinkle a little bit over these just to give them that fajita flavor. Not much, because I love the flavor of the peppers and onions, don't y'all? So I'm going to do just a little bit. And this, again, is just however much you want. And you can also do this with taco seasoning. You don't have to do fajita. Taco works just fine. But as y'all can see, I did just a little sprinkle. And then I think I'll do some black pepper. I'm not going to do any salt yet. I'll do a little taste because, of course, that seasoning has it in there. So we're going to hold off on that. I'm going to do some black pepper. And that's going to be it. I'm just going to let those simmer there for a minute. Our rice, I've already turned it off. I'm not going to raise the lid up. I'm just going to let it sit there on the heat. I usually I cook my rice, y'all know, less time than what it calls for on the box. But now you can just go by I did the water and all of that just by the box, but I usually cook mine about 10 minutes less. And then just let it sit there, because y'all know I don't like it mushy. Same way I am with my pasta. So that's just another thing that is all up to you and your family, how you like it. And then on your fajita bowls, y'all, they're very versatile. You can put whatever you want on yours. You could do beans, you could do corn, you can do chicken, you can do vegetarian style. You can leave the rice out if you're trying. This is perfect for keto, except for the rice, of course. So you do it however you want, and just let everybody kind of build their own little bow up. It's just one of those things you can make like a little bar of it, and this is driving me crazy. Every time I look up, I see that. And everybody can just kind of fix their own, and it's great like that. And you can also set some tortillas out, and some can just fix regular fajitas. So anyway, I hadn't had any good fajitas in a long time, so I thought that sounds great tonight. Anyway, I'm just going to let these sear up. I've already got all of my toppings ready to go. And when I come back, I'm going to get those steaks sliced up. I'll show you that, and then we're going to get this built up. Hey y'all, okay, our peppers and onions are just pretty much done. I have sliced our steak up. You see what I'm talking about with the y'all know how my mind goes so blank sometimes. The char on the outside, and then it's like this on the inside. So good and juicy. Look at that, y'all. Don't that look good? That is perfect for me. I could just eat this plate of this right here, couldn't y'all? It's so tender. Looks so good. I'm going to pop on, or sprinkle on just a little bit of pepper. Absolutely delicious. Okay. Our peppers and onions look great. Let me get y'all down here. Now I'm just going to take our meat and just place it over the top. Like this. Get all that good flavor in there. Okay. Let me find my glove here so I can pick this up here so y'all can see it. Look at that, y'all. That look good. That meat, I tell you what. I love a ribeye. It is just the best, in my opinion. Alright, I'm just going to let that steak kind of heat back up a little bit. We certainly don't want it to cook no more because it is perfect. I've got it on low temperature. I'm going to place something over it. And then I'll come back and we're going to build up our little bowl. Okay, let's fix up our bowl here, y'all. I can't stand the smell of this no longer. And I don't, y'all, you know what's crazy? My microwave, it must have got unplugged or what, the lights blinked or something. Anyway, the time isn't showing on there, and I have my phone tied up with this video, so I don't know what time it is. And you know I'm supposed to do that video at 7, so it may already be 7 now. I don't know, and I don't have no way to tell. I'll know here in just a minute. I tell you what, you can't make this stuff up. Look at this rice though, y'all. Doesn't it look good? Everybody's watching the ball game anyway, so it'll be okay. I didn't even think about it being that big ball game tonight, but anyway, it's fine. Whoever don't see it can go back and watch. There's just some things I wanted to go over. So I'm going to start mine with just some rice like that. You know, of course, you could do beans, corn, like I said earlier. And then we'll put our peppers, onions, and our meat on here. The star of the show. Let's see. Just lay that on there. I tell you what, this is perfect right here. This looks like you ordered this at a restaurant, y'all. Looks good. Okay. And see, and it makes so much, I'll be able to eat this a couple times. Look at that. That look good. And now, you know, I told y'all I made up a little bit of pico. This isn't really your ideal, all the ingredients that you would typically use, but I just used what I had. Let me see. Beans on down here. I just had some little cherry tomatoes, so I just diced them up really fine. Threw in a little bit of cilantro, a little bit of onion, garlic, lime juice. And I didn't have jalapeno, so I just threw in a little bit of bell pepper. And I believe that's it, salt and pepper. So, yeah, not, like I said, just something, it'll be fine. It'll work. So I'm going to put a little scoop of that on there. Well, it looks like I'm getting mostly cilantro. There we go. Put me a little bit of cheese. Love my cheese. And I love salsa, y'all know that. I had to get me a new jar. I had a little bit in the fridge, but it didn't smell great, so I didn't want to chance it. Just put that right there. And of course, the sour cream. I got to have that. I love a lot of it too. Oh, I bought some avocado. Shoot, I can't leave that out. Hang on. Let me get one of these and slice it up real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. I didn't get to do my avocado all pretty like I like to. It had 2 bad spots in it, and so I just had to kind of dig around and get what little pieces I could. This still doesn't even look that great, but I think it'll be okay. Anyway, let's give this a taste test. I'm gonna try this avocado. Yeah, it tastes fine. Have I ever told y'all that Bella loves avocado? It's so funny, but she does. She may act a little strange at first because it's not something that she eats all the time, but then once she realizes what it is, she loves it. It's not easy to eat. That steak is so tender, y'all. Get some of this rice. That's really good too. I love it with that rotel in there. It just gives it a little bit more flavor. Let me find me a piece of my steak here. There we go. Now you can, if you don't want to pile it all up like this, you don't have to, but I kind of love it like this. It's like there's a little surprise in every bite. Delicious. Well, I've got to get off here, y'all. I've got to see what time it is and get on here and do this live that I've done said that I'm going to do. I'll tell you what, I know you are thinking you are a train wreck, and yes, I am sometimes. But anyway, I fly by the seat of my pants. But I'll see y'all in a minute on the live. All right, bye-bye. Well, no, you're not going to see this until after the live. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.